Hey everyone, it's Jason here. Welcome to this very special and bittersweet episode of the Queer Quarters. Today we're closing a chapter that has meant so much to me. This is the final episode of the podcast, and I just want to take some time to reflect, thank all of you, and say a heartfelt goodbye. When I started the Queer Quarters, I honestly had no idea what to expect. I just knew I wanted to create a space where people could share their stories, celebrate the beautiful diversity of the LGBTQ+ community, and connect with one another. Looking back now, it's been such an incredible ride. I've met some truly amazing people along the way, people like Thomas Sanders, who shared his humor and heart with us, Benjamin Camras, the flirt coach, who gave us some unforgettable lessons in connection, and of course, local drag queens and inspiring individuals from right here in New Jersey and across the US. Every guest has brought something unique and special to the table, and I feel so lucky to have had these conversations. Now, here's some fun facts I want to share with you guys about the podcast. The Queer Quarters has had 685 plays across all platforms. We've released 11 episodes filled with powerful narratives, street interviews, and special guest features. Our top episode was our very first one, Out of the Closet into the World, which received 235 plays. The podcast reached listeners in 14 different countries, connecting stories across borders and cultures. Now, as to why I'm saying goodbye, as much as I love this podcast, life has gotten busier, and I'm moving on to the next chapter of my journey. I'm stepping away from the Queer Quarters, not because I've stopped caring about this community or these stories, but simply because it's time to focus on what's next. It's a little sad, but it's also exciting to think about where life is taking me. No matter what, I'll always cherish the memories and experiences I've had through this podcast. So I want to take a moment to thank every single person who listened, who shared the podcast, who sent in comments and messages. You all made this journey so meaningful and worthwhile. Whether you've been here from the beginning or just joined us recently, thank you. To my amazing guests, thank you for being vulnerable, for sharing your stories, and for trusting me to be a part of that. You made this podcast what it is. Now, this isn't a final farewell. It's more of a see you later. While we're wrapping up, our regular episodes, there's always a chance the Queer Quarters will make a return with some smaller episodes here and there in the future. I also want to remind you that the conversation doesn't have to end here. If you ever want to reach out, feel free to email us or message us on Instagram. We may not respond right away, but we'd still love to hear from you and stay connected. So, this is goodbye for now. I'll always be grateful for the Queer Quarters and everything it brought into my life. I'll carry these memories with me, and I hope you will too. Stay proud, stay curious, and remember to keep telling your stories. Until we meet again, this is Jason, signing off from the Queer Quarters one last time. Thank you for everything. And if you're listening on Spotify, please take a moment to leave a rating and leave a comment to share your favorite memory from the podcast. Until next time, whenever that may be.